What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope everybody's doing well. So for today's topic, I'm just going to talk about a really common issue that I find a lot of traders are going through, and unfortunately it's probably one of the biggest reasons why they're not consistent or profitable. Now, for some reason, a lot of traders feel that they need to take a trade every day. And through my experience of mentoring and helping traders on their journey, this is probably one of the biggest reasons why they don't make money. So that's what we're going to talk about. Before we do, I'll just give you an update on my trading week this week. I have currently taken 2 trades, one yesterday, and the trade that I took obviously was on pound USD. That's the pair that I trade, and I actually took that trade really late in the afternoon. I woke up in the morning, wasn't feeling like I wanted to trade, didn't feel hot. So I just stayed away from the markets, and then I came back. Well, I didn't come back. I just had the charts open, as you can see there, and saw a trade around 3 o'clock. Funny enough, took a sell, even though the market was quite bullish for the period of the day, and I was very fortunate enough to be part of the move to the downside. Now, I only went for a 1 to 3. Really happy with that, and that's what it was. But a big lesson for me, or reminder, because I'm always trading the London Open. More often than not, just to get my trading out the way. 3 hours in the morning, that's what I dedicate, and that's it. Get on with my day and own my time. But it really helped me to just appreciate, or recognize, should I say, that trading is not just about jumping into a trade just because you get on the charts. And that's the whole reason for today's topic. And you know, even though I wasn't actively looking for a trade yesterday, you know, the fact that I didn't take a trade till around 7 hours after I usually take a trade, it was just a really good reminder, and that's what's made me think about this topic. Today on the live session, we traded for 3 hours. We didn't take no trades whatsoever. Another great lesson for myself, and a reminder to myself and to all the other traders that were part of that live session. Not every time there's going to be a trading opportunity. And then I've just posted something on Instagram, a strategy for 9 to 5 workers, a simple limit order strategy that you can use and adopt, very simply broken down in about a minute and a half, just following market structure, understanding behavior, and then being able to get into a trade using those limit orders. And went on to GU, saw a trade over here, saw that price had just made a new lower low, saw a really nice strong bearish momentum candle, set my sell limit at 50% of that bearish candle, and turned my screens off. I came back maybe about half an hour, 45 minutes later. I had been triggered into the trade, and now the market has pushed around 75% of that position. So just as an example, let's say the position is this wide, price has pushed all the way down there. I'm just waiting for take profit. We're at break even, is what it is. Well, we're not at break even, but we will put it at break even now. So just make sure that I get, yeah, more than enough, a pip in profit, just cover the commissions, and yeah, we'll just wait to see if we hit take profit or not. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. But let's get onto the lesson. Let's roll the intro, and then let's just talk about what we're here for today. Roll the intro. Okay, so what do we really want to discuss today? Well, over the last couple of days, and I'd say week and 2 days, I've noticed that a lot of traders are really struggling simply because of the market conditions with Brexit, COVID, lockdown, the elections, and the markets are just doing really weird things. Tweets are sending the market in all different directions. There's no certainty of real directional bias. A lot of range in markets, and just really volatile fluctuations. And what I've noticed with traders, and even experienced traders, is that they're taking more trades than they should be taking. And in fact, they're trading on days that they shouldn't be taking. Now, what you have to understand is the market's reactions and how it moves leave signs and patterns for us to be able to create a strategy and trade in the markets. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't assure us or specifically tell us when those moves are going to happen. So what a trader has to do in order to become a consistent and profitable trader for the long run, we're not talking short term here, we're talking long run, is they need to have the ability to recognize when they should be trading and when they shouldn't. Now, unfortunately, too many traders have not mastered this craft yet, or this skill, should I say, and unfortunately their mindset is really disrupted by the greed factor and the need to want to get into the markets and make money now. Now, a lot of traders come into trading because they have seen it on social media, they've heard it through a friend or family, they've read it in a book, or they just seen that this is a great opportunity to potentially reach their dreams, make their goals come true, pay off their debts, go on holiday, leave their 9 to 5. And what they end up doing is they educate themselves. Now, there's ample amount of information out there, and they go onto YouTube and they go onto Google, they download free PDFs, and they look on social media and they study everything that surrounds them. And what happens is the social media aspect of things and a lot of the content that's put on YouTube makes people believe that they can make money fast. Now, we all know that this is not a quick rich scheme. You're not here watching me thinking that either. I'm almost sure of it. But unfortunately, a lot of people out there are naive, and they do believe in people who educate, or at least, what's the word I'm looking for? Relay to them or display to them that it is possible to trade a couple of days a week, eventually make a lot of money, and then buy a Lamborghini, get a house, get a 9 to 5, and own your own time, which is really, really sad. But they go and educate themselves. That's what they soak in. That's what they start to learn. Then what happens then is traders start to build a full sense of confidence. Now, I say full sense of confidence because we know that this is not true, but unfortunately, because they don't have the direction or the guidance, guess what happens? They end up adopting that mindset. And when they adopt that mindset, they start to say or think to themselves that it's easy to make money. What they forget to realize is that it's not easy to make money, or realize easy to make money. They go into the live markets with that mindset, with that frame of mind, and then what happens? They have a lucky run. They end up winning 3 or 4 trades in a row. They make money. They think that they've mastered it and this is it, because that's what's been portrayed to them. That's what they've adopted, and then that's the results that they get for the majority of traders. And then what happens? They end up losing. Everything spirals out of control, and now they start to lose hope. What do? They dig deeper, they search more in Google, they go to YouTube, they buy courses, they go to this mentor and that mentor, and then what happens? That mentor, that YouTube video, that book tells them to be what? Disciplined and patient. So how do they define discipline and patience? Well, firstly, patience. Patience to them means coming to the charts in the morning because they have time to trade, or they want to make money, or they want to take a trade, and they sit there for 2 or 3 hours on their hands and they don't execute a trade. Most traders define patience as sitting there for 2 to 3 hours and not taking a trade. After 3 hours, what happens? They take a trade, they lose a trade, things start to spiral out of control, and then guess what? They get lost again, and they just end up in this circle of doom. Now, what happens is when you adopt that mindset that staying out of the markets, not executing for 2 hours was being patient, you lose concept of what patience really is, and then you just, or for the majority of traders, can never claw themselves back, right? Then we have discipline. Discipline means that I write a trading plan, come to the markets. If I'm in a trade, I put my trade to break even. If I'm in profit, I don't close my trade, I hold it. If I take a loss, I'll walk away. That's how they define discipline. As long as they do that on Tuesday and Wednesday, they define themselves as a disciplined trader. Now, does that make you a disciplined trader? Well, not necessarily. You are being disciplined, but being a disciplined trader or being disciplined in anything means to do something for a substantial amount of time in the right way, in its simplest form, okay? Now, if that's the case, what we need to figure out, if that's what you define or the majority define as patience and discipline, why do 40% of traders fail in the first month? Why do 80% of traders fail in the first 2 months? Why do only 7% of traders only make it in the first 5 years? And why do only 1% of traders ever make money? If everybody defines patience and discipline as simply being patient for 2 hours or being disciplined for 3 days, why is the statistics against us? Well, clearly it has to do with perspective. Now, what traders don't understand is that trading is a business. This is not a quick rich scheme. This is not a bubble. This is not a hoax. This is not as simple as let's post a trade on social media and then entice all these poor, naive, innocent people into believing that if you press buy with a 100 lot trade, you're going to end up buying a Lamborghini by the end of the month. Now, unfortunately, there are wolves out there that prey on the sheep, and the sheep are the ones that will end up getting devoured. Now, I'm out on a mission to make sure everybody knows that trading is a legit way to make serious money and to achieve your dreams, goals, and aspirations, but there is no way it's going to happen overnight. And I don't want to tickle ears. I want you to know the truth, because ultimately, if I tell you a lie, it reflects bad on me, and I'm not about that life. So traders need to change their perspective. Trading is a business. Now, what we know about businesses is that businesses fail 75% of the time. Meaning that anybody who sets up 100 people that set up a business, more often than not, 75% will fail. That is a very high number. Now, why do businesses fail? Well, to be honest with you, I don't know all the ins and outs, and I haven't done as much research as I should have on that statistic, but businesses need business plans. Business owners need to have realistic goals and expectations. Business owners also need to know how to manage their money effectively. Business owners also need to know how not to burn out. Business owners also need how to learn to delegate work to members of staff, employers, whatever it's called, one of those two words, in order to make sure that they have time for other important things. Research, marketing, strategic plans, etc., etc. Okay? Now, if the statistics of starting a business are as high as 75% failing, but maybe not as high as the statistics of a trader failing, and all a trader thinks they need to do is have a trading plan, a strategy, be patient for 2 hours, and be disciplined for 3 days, what makes you think that you are going to become a consistent and profitable trader with that attitude or that approach? It's absolutely insane. Numbers do not lie. Statistics are statistics for a reason. So with that in mind, what does a trader need to do? Well, they need to shift their paradigm. They need to stop thinking that everything is going to happen now and stop approaching their trading and taking their trades as if they're going to get the results now. It is not realistic. And then what happens when they approach the markets in that fashion? Well, they come up with a lot of excuses. Excuses after excuses. The market makers. I got stop hunt, the spreads, the this, the that. I don't have enough money to trade. In fact, that don't have enough money to trade is done. It's debunked. There are so many companies out there nowadays that will offer you a live trading account for absolutely nothing. Well, maybe not nothing, but peanuts. And I said it today to my students. Back in the day when I started trading, this option wasn't there. And if it was there, I didn't know about it. But if I could invest £500, £400 into a challenge or into a company that was happy to fund me, I mean, it's ludicrous that they do, but fund me to trade a demo account and make money for free, I would have done it a long time ago. That's not an excuse anymore. Now, if the money issue is not an excuse, which has always been the biggest talk of the town when it comes to trading, then what is really the issue here? Well, too many traders are looking for perfection. They think the harder they work, the more hours they put in, the more studying they do, the more backtesting they do, the better the results should be. When in actual fact, we know it's not the case. Even some of the best traders in the world are only 30-40% right. So that means you as a trader have to learn to accept for that 12 months of that year, 30 or 40% of that period, or sorry, 60-70% of that period of that year, you are going to fail. Or you are not going to win. Maybe not fail, win. Now that's hard. But if the statistics say 40% can't get past month 1 and 8% can't get past, what is the stats? 2 months, then how would you ever allow the numbers to play out in your favor to even get to the end of 12 months or a year? It's obviously can be very difficult. Now, to be honest with you, the greed factor, the over trading, I mean, that's just all human nature. That comes in time, and you start to learn to deal with that once you learn to get past day 1, week 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5. But what traders are not doing, and this is a really sad part, is they're not viewing their trading as a business, and they're not taking it seriously. Now, if I was to ask you a serious question, are you really taking your trading seriously? What would you say to me? I can answer it for most of you. The answer is probably no. The answer is probably no. And the simple phrase that I have when it comes to becoming a consistent and profitable trader is this: in order to become one, you must do what you know you should be doing and avoid what you know you shouldn't. And that sounds like a very cliche thing, but the truth is very, very powerful. And if you really were to sit down and define what you are doing versus what you're not doing, I'm sure a lot of you will say you're not doing what you should be doing. So what does it mean to be a successful trader? Well, to be successful, it means to accomplish something that you're striving for, or a purpose along those lines. Now, not once in that definition, whether it was the full definition or not, did it say tomorrow you will make money, the end of the week you will make money, and by the end of the month you will be profitable and consistent. It says an accomplishment, which means you have to do something over a period of time. Doesn't matter how long it is, in order to accomplish something. Or to have an aim, which means that you need to set targets and goals to eventually reach. Or have a purpose, which means you had no idea what was happening at the end of this week, but now you have a purpose by the end of next week to have something achieved along those lines. Now, what does it really mean to be successful? Well, being a successful trader means setting goals, okay? Not yet accomplished, with no specific time frame. Now, set goals to leave your 9 to 5, to buy a new car, to pay your debts off, to eventually get a mortgage on a property, and to buy your really nice car that you want. Okay, they're goals. How realistic is it in your mind that you're going to achieve this in 1 month? The honest truth is probably near enough impossible. Considering your financial situation, consider your experience, consider your current results, how realistic is it? Probably near to impossible. So tell me why you as a trader will come to the markets every day hoping and wishing and praying that you're going to win every single trade. It may seem like you're going to get to your goal faster, but if the results are not reflecting that behavior, then why are you still doing it? Now, the next thing, understanding the difference between needs and wants. Now, I'm going to tell you this because this is very important. A lot of traders, before they found trading, would have said happily that they would be very grateful at the end of each month, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, that they just had an extra 50, not even 50, an extra 30 or 40 or 50 pound in their account before they got their next paycheck, so that they can buy a nice takeaway for themselves, for their family, or just get a little gift for their children, or even just buy something as simple as groceries. That's what most 9 to 5 people would be grateful for. A little extra 30, 40 or 50. But when they come into trading, they lose concept. They could make £40 in a second, or they could make £40 in 1 week. But it's never enough for them, because they're always thinking about the trade that they closed early, or the trade that they closed early and went in their direction, or the trade that they lost that they should have never lost, etc., etc. And what happens is they lose concept of understanding the difference between their needs and their wants. Now, when you can clearly define your needs and your wants, and you be realistic about what it is you're after, you have set defined goals on how you're going to get them, then that's when things can start changing. You can stop feeling pressure to win a trade every day. You can stop chasing the markets. You can stop thinking that you need to win every single trade. You get the point? Like, you can stop all that rubbish. But if you're not treating trading like a business and you're treating it like a quick rich scheme, then it's almost going to be impossible. I'm giving you the answers by not giving you the answers, because the answers are clearly there for you. And another point, success is taking care of your needs. How are you taking care of your needs if you're constantly stressed, in doubt, constantly unhappy, procrastinating, not sleeping at night, waking up in the middle of night to check your trades, not speaking with your spouses, not enjoying your work? How are you meeting your needs? If success means meeting your needs, how are you meeting your needs? Well, you can't. You just can't. It's simple. You just can't. So the point here is this, guys and ladies. If you want to be a successful and consistent trader, you need to change your perspective. You need to stop thinking that each trade that you take defines your success and at the same time defines how great you are as a trader. If the greatest traders in this world are working at 30 or 40% win rate, why do you need to be winning more than that? What you need to start doing is learning to be patient. Be patient. Not for 2 hours or 3 days. You need to set a defined goal. Let me give you one. Very simply. If you're trading the higher time frames like the 4H, the daily time frame, you need to be setting at least 90-day goals. You should not be complaining what happens during those 90 days until the end of that 90 days if you're trading the daily and 4H time frame. Get over it. 90 days, whatever you do in that 90 days, just do it properly. At the end of it, reevaluate. If you're trading the 1 hour, the 30-minute time frame, then give yourself 60 days. 60 days to just work hard, focus, be disciplined, do what you know you shouldn't be doing and avoid what you shouldn't be doing. No complaining. Just get on with it. If you're trading the lower time frames like the 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, give yourself between 20 again and 30 days to just focus. That's your goal. That's your plan. You just need to get through those 20 to 30 days. And I can promise you, if you follow your plan, you are disciplined and you don't do anything stupid, I can guarantee you, you will become or start your journey on becoming a consistent and profitable trader. At the end of every phase, this is what you're going to do. You're going to evaluate your progress and your success. And then after that, you're going to make a new plan to do it again. And you are just going to keep going and going and going and going and going. And what you're going to start to learn is that your success is not defined by a single trade. Your success is defined how you master yourself over a period of time. And that is the secret. That is the secret. So anyway, hope that was of use to you. And hopefully it can help one person out there. If you like this video, they're doing work out there now. It's getting loud and timed it just to the T. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. And until next time, trust the process.